Hey there, come on in. Welcome to Myriad Movie Mondays. I'm so glad you're here. Why don't you sit down and join me for a little bit? This week we watched You're Next. What do you think? You're Next and Ready or Not feel very similar to me, but it was only in watching them nearly back to back that I realized just how different they actually are. Perhaps the only real similarity between You're Next and Ready or Not is the juxtaposition of normal comedic family drama amidst a very abnormal, violent situation. Siblings arguing about who's the fastest while being actively hunted will always get a chuckle out of me. But outside of that, their approaches vary pretty distinctly. You're Next is probably the perfect distillation of woman is hunted, then turns the tables to become the hunter. There is no ambiguity or stretching of the trope like there was with Ready or Not. Erin doesn't have the character arc of Grace, who starts the night as a relatively normal woman and grows into a fighter and survivor over the course of the movie. We don't know it at the beginning of the movie, but Erin was basically trained for this moment almost from birth. And from the very first death of the movie, she is shown to be the most competent and cool-headed person in the room. Additionally, Erin is personally responsible for the death of every antagonist in the movie and one unfortunate bystander. In fact, she seems to exhibit more than just a tolerance for killing, almost deriving a sick pleasure from it. At some point, she comes across as more off-putting than the bad guys, both to the audience and the other characters in the movie. However, the lack of a character arc doesn't make the movie any less fun for me. It is so satisfying to see Erin take each new enemy to task. It's the fun of watching an incredibly competent character do what they do best, like Sherlock Holmes. Moreover, this all makes a lot of sense considering that the movie came out in 2011, 8 years before Ready or Not, and will certainly be an inspiration for other movies that use this trope in the future. It's kind of a progenitor. And while You're Next doesn't have any of the supernatural or occult aspects of Ready or Not, they are both fundamentally morality tales criticizing greed. One of the biggest differences between the two, though, is the cinematography. You're Next feels decidedly more amateur in its lighting and framing when compared to Ready or Not, almost sometimes feeling like a student film in its earliest scenes. And some may actually like that more as it ends up feeling grittier, more grounded, but personally, I really like the style of Ready or Not. Still, You're Next shows that as long as you have the bones of a good story, you can absolutely get away with more perfunctory cinematography and less polished performances. And now, having watched both of these movies again, I was able to narrow down to the most important aspect of this evolution of the final girl trope, which is moving from the one final girl against the one slasher to the one versus many. I think that is kind of the core differentiator with these. Overall, my takeaway is that I am just looking forward to seeing more movies take on this trope. Both You're Next and Ready or Not are just so fun and fit right alongside my favorite comedic slashers like Scream and The Blackening. I can't wait to see Ready or Not 2, and they will kill you. They both look like they will just keep the fun rolling. But how about you? Did you like You're Next or Ready or Not, or both? Is there another movie that I'm missing that fits in with these others? Let me know in the comments, or make your own video and share it with me. I'd love to see it. Up next, we're watching The Crow. See you then.